What do you...
Okay, good afternoon from Palmerston North, semi-final 1, Westlake Girls versus Wellington Girls. We're here at tip-off time. I know Anthony Corbin with me, Phil Burns, very well-known basketball coach from Christchurch here just to kick off an afternoon of 4 exciting semi-finals, 2 boys and 2 girls teams.
Could be an interesting match this, the power of the Wellington side, the size of these girls versus the speed and the outside ability of the Westlake girls.
It is, it's 2 contrasting styles, isn't it, Phil? Like Westlake girls, I think they were 3rd last year. They're down 3 players from their squad, the 2 overseas and 1 injured, and exciting times for Justine Reed and her hard-working coaching staff as we get back to the live play, and a little bit of full court pressure there from Westlake, setting the tone for the game. 0-0 at this stage, 9:20 to go, first quarter. Nice drive, dish.
And that's a signature offense of the Wellington team, that drive and finding the spear big on the weak side at the hoop, but unfortunate by missing the layup.
Phil, you had Christchurch girls there, obviously Wellington in your section, so you did quite a bit of scouting work preparing to play them?
Yep. We were always very much aware of the size of the team that they were up against, and that is certainly a major strength of theirs. But you'd be silly to underestimate the power of their outside game as well. But certainly they've got 2 or 3 girls in that team well above 6 foot who can do a lot of damage in and around the boards.
They struck me with their height when I saw them day one, and it explained to me how they defeated New Plymouth girls in the Zone 3 Premiership. Georgia Pro-Hunt is that with the ball. Nice drive.
Nice drive.
2-0, Westlake girls up. Nice pass. Great jump shot.
Always difficult to make your mind up how you're going to defend a big who can shoot the 16-footer and take it to the hoop.
Beautiful shooting form. She looks very comfortable with that mid-range jumper. 2 each is the score. 2 minutes gone, first quarter. 9 on the shot clock. Noya with the shot.
Coming out in transition.
Pro-Hunt with the rebound. Westlake into their transition game. Scores 2 each. Pro-Hunt posting up, calling for the ball. Nice spin move base. Noya with the rebound. Oh, here we go. Wellington pushing the ball up the court. Great drive. 4-2 to score. Wellington are up. Phil, do Wellington extend their pressure with this lineup, or are they a half-court defensive team?
They like to play quite a bit of this 2-3 zone that we're seeing now. They do have a 1-2-2 that they'll push up to do 3-quarter court, but both teams are a little conservative at the moment.
Yes, they are, just feeling each other out. I'm just looking at the very gutsy little Westlake guard. I thought maybe they'd use that height and extend their pressure up the court.
And look, there's a lesson. This game has got a role for everybody. One of the starting lineup for that Westlake team would not make 5 foot, but she's a real live wire.
Yeah, she certainly is. Nice jump shot. Noya again with the rebound. Oh, turn the ball over. Wellington down the court. Slowing it down. There we go. Nice pass.
That's a lovely pass.
Vanessa Simpson, I think it is. Which, if my memory serves me correct, it'll be Chris Simpson's young daughter.
All right. A good basketball pedigree there.
It is, definitely. Okay, refs, what are we doing? Okay, 4-2 the score to Wellington, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Okay, we've just been corrected in these. Chris, I'm sorry about that, but I have seen her play this year. 19 nationals, played very well.
Now this is interesting. Big against big down inside. Going to make a statement. First to draw the foul, big on big. Nice statement to make early in the game. Both teams going with a sort of a 1 in 4 out offense there. Plenty of motion on the perimeter, but obviously both have got where they are in this tournament and probably in the lead-up tournaments by feeding their power forwards inside.
Pretty impressive coaching bench down there for Westlake, isn't it? You've got Jodie Cameron down the end there with Bronwyn Davidson, Justine Reed. I think, Phil, she would have been around your time when you were with Tracy Carpenter and Tall Ferns, sort of around that era of player.
Exactly, yeah.
Good to see them back in the game.
Yep, there's a lot of players here who are now getting at the age where they've finished their career and they're starting to put it back into high school sport. Ran into Daryl Cartwright the other day. He's putting it back in up there in the North Island. It's fantastic.
It's a great basket score, 6-4 to Wellington. Just retracking 9 there, a beautiful basket for Wellington, and Westlake quick response.
Pushing that defence out, that man-to-man defence out a little bit now. Creating all sorts of havoc on the shot clock and throwing it away under the pressure.
6-4 the score. 5:23 to go, first quarter. Coach Steve Graham getting a little animated with his Wellington girls team, with his traditional, I think I was out getting a coffee before and he was in getting some hot water in that drink bottle just to calm the nerves before the game.
We all have our routines.
Oh, well, he's got a good routine there. Nice drive. And the O-board and the finish.
That's the second time the number 8 for Wellington has been able to carve her way through the total defence of the Westlake team. I know she missed the layup, but they did have rebounders at the board.
Ball there, ref. Yep. Could be Tegan Graham, I presume, coach's daughter. Very smart. 8-4 the score.
And we see the defence pushed right up over the court. They have had the reward for it once. Their energy levels will be good. They're going to try it out again. With exactly the same result.
Great pressure D. Oh, a little Eurostat. Okay, to stop Wellington. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 8-4 the score. Wellington up. Sub in for Wellington. Tara Young coming into the game. Shot clock counting down. Nice crossover drive. Great D. 12 on the shot clock. Westlake in possession.
Don't know if they're aware.
Big Gill going to work. Nice turnaround. Great basket. 8-6 the score. Wellington up by 2. Nice pass. And the jump shot. O-board again. Westlake having a few problems on these box outs. Have given up a lot of O-boards to Wellington. Score is 10-6. Wellington up by 4. Oh, nice move. Outlet pass, Wellington.
Now we're getting some transition happening.
Sideline. All right. Coach demanding they go to their half-court offense.
Yeah, obviously their strength. They're playing to what they see as their strength.
Yep, 10 on the shot clock. Score bench counting it down. Turnover. Westlake
and there's
ball.
the pass. Missed it. Oh, never mind.
And she is. And the jumper. 10-6 to score. Wellington possession. Settle it down now. On the drive. Tegan Graham with the missed basket. Westlake with the possession. Up the sideline. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Score is 10-6. Wellington up. Going to the on ball. No. Rejecting it. Turning the corner. Great offensive rebound. What a finish, kiddo.
I think it'd be fair to say that we haven't seen a fantastic shooting display by either team at the moment. There's a lot of baskets going begging, but what we are seeing from both teams is they've got a real preoccupation with the interior game, either the drive to the hoop or the pass into the big person.
That's true, Phil. That's true.
I'm just wondering whether, they've got some strengths on the outside there as well. I know against us, Wellington hurt us quite badly from the perimeter at times. They do have three-point shooters out there.
Early stages, Wellington calling the timeout. Coach addressing some boxing out issues. But you're right, it's a settling down time, isn't it? First quarter, 4-point margin. Not a lot of fouls called. It's been quite a free-flowing game, I should say. The referee's doing a good job.
Nope, no issues in that department at all. 2:45, so we've had 7 minutes, and only a handful of baskets in it. If there is a weakness in the New Zealand game, it's not our defence. It's our ability to score against defence, I often feel.
Particularly in women's basketball, Phil. Again, this is a tournament. You're seeing a lot of athletes that have played since Monday. Perhaps the tournament fitness is suffering a little. And also nerves. We're looking at 16, 17, 18-year-old athletes. But you are right, those that want to be tall ferns put their hands up at this moment and show Kennedy and Ake that they're ready to...
Well, often the semi-final is a tougher game than the final. Yes, you often see, because this is a make or break. This is the end of the tournament for one of these two teams here.
It is.
Puts an extra pressure on them. That's a sweet foul shot.
Yeah. These kids impress me.
She's got a nice stroke from him. Yeah.
Missed the second shot, scored 10-7. Wellington up by 3. Walk the ball up the court.
Very high sets in their offence.
Westlake extending their pressure out a bit, aren't they, offensively? Here we go, 9 off the ball, nice pass.
And there's one of the few perimeter or 16-foot shots that we've seen in the game with a good result.
Yeah, great little high-low hit there. Score 12-7, Wellington up. Westlake possession. Using the on-ball, turning the corner. Players queuing up for the shot. And we have it.
And now it's starting to flow a little bit.
Georgia Perot Hunt with the outside basket. 2-point game, Wellington up 12-10. Minute 50 to go to the end of the first quarter.
Missed the pass to the post player.
Corner's open.
Here we go.
High-low hit again. Nice interaction.
Nice work. Lovely.
Great drive.
Lovely drive. Little up fake around the girl. Another couple of years, maybe she'll be finishing that with a left-hand layup as opposed to transferring it back to her right hand. But
here we go. Wellington extending that pressure D.
Passing up the shot.
Yeah. Good discipline. On the clock. Nice drive.
Nice drive. Draws a foul. I see we've got the two ends of the country represented on the court here. The north represented by the players and the south represented by two referees from Canterbury.
Two of the better referees.
Certainly.
Marty Davidson.
Marty Davidson has refereed at National League level and played at National League level. And Sam Dixon, he comes from a great basketball pedigree himself. His mother and father have both played the game.
Oh, great.
I think his father played for New Zealand at one stage. He got a trial for the New Zealand team.
Okay. Westlake make 1 or 2 free throws. Wellington up 14-11. Perot Hunt again. And again, she's around.
What a athletic play that was. A put back.
Again, offensive rebounds for Wellington. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Wellington up by 1. Game clock, not shot clock.
How tall do you reckon the girl Selman is there? Would she be 6'2"?
Easily. Hello, what have we got, refs? What have we got? Shot clock violation?
Well, 6'4", hard to say.
Referees having a discussion. 34 seconds left on the...
They're giving them the points.
Okay,
must have been in the air.
Wellington up 16-13.
And now they're extending their defence. Back into a 3-2 by the look of it. Yep.
Beautiful basket. Perot Hunt again. She stepped up for Westlake this quarter. Wellington up 16-15. They have last roll of the dice, last possession. Will they use the clock?
10 seconds to go.
Again, Salmon, nice try.
And that's a charge.
Bad luck on that.
Nice piece of defence.
Smart.
The Wellington coach has a different opinion about that call, as coaches are wont to do. But it looked like the girl had good position.
She did. 5 seconds on the clock. Wellington got to be careful. They're on a penalty. Nice crossover.
Oh.
All right, end of the first quarter. Wellington up 16-15. Phil again was saying Wellington extend that pressure up the court. Georgia Perot-Hunt has stepped up big time for Westlake this first quarter. You talk about a pedigree, of course, her mum, long-time coach with North Harbour and now with Auckland Basketball. Won age group titles at Harbour and this year with Auckland, and been a WBC coach with Harbour as well.
Right.
And it makes me feel old now seeing Georgia. When I was working at North Harbour, she's certainly a lot shorter and a lot younger then, and now she's out playing at high school level.
And, you know, for some of these players, this will be the highlight of their athletic career. The chance to... is she in what year is she in that school, do you know?
Oh, look, off the top of my head, I'd be plucking straws. I'd say year 12, possibly, year 11, year 12.
Yeah, I've still got a year or so left to go, so she's still got something to contribute to her school yet. But for some of these kids, high school basketball and the national finals is just the biggest thing in their life, and so it should be.
It is. I mean, conversations I've had with former Tall Black players, retired, they still remember their time at secondary school basketball and what playing in this tournament meant to them. And again, you know, 2 teams here, and we've got another girls semi-final coming up, St. Peter's versus New Plymouth. Which will be an exciting game as well. I think talking to you pre-game, you were tipping New Plymouth as
well, St. Peter's have got the guards for the job, but New Plymouth are another team with some huge players in there. They would be bigger than the Wellington team, possibly go a little bit deeper in the bench from my experience when we played them, although Wellington did beat Plymouth. But no, it should be another excellent semi.
Yeah, it will be. I've got to be loyal and go with Leanne Walker and St. Peter's. Otherwise, she'll be a clip around the ears.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want that from Leanne or from Crystal, to be quite honest.
No, Crystal's playing well. Been very lucky this year. Coached her at under-19 level for Waikato. And, you know, she made the Torfin tour to China, and definitely an exciting athlete. But I think it really addresses what you mentioned before about putting back into the game.
Well, there's not many in this country that have put as much into the game as Leanne Walker, that's for sure.
Wellington possession, start of the second quarter. Wellington up by 1. Beautiful baseline.
Now that's an impressive drive. That's an impressive drive.
Exciting talent. Wellington up 18-15. Westlake possession. Westlake are stuck with, who have we got here? Olivia Bell on the post, while Caitlin Noy is on the bench. Great defensive rebound. Wellington again in the walk-up, Phil not playing that transition game.
Yeah, I'm surprised they had 2 players ahead of the defenders on the wings. You know, just push the ball up occasionally.
Going to the post.
I might be talking about more my style than their style.
Correct. Low on the shot clock. Wellington outside shot. Great basket.
That's as good as it gets. Beautiful penetration, drew a couple of defenders, hit the free person in the corner.
That was a dagger. Not bad defence by Westlake. Wellington up 20-15. Westlake possession. Going to Perot-Hunt. On the drive again. Great drive. Offensive rebound, Westlake. Olivia Bell. No call. Overfit. Outlet pass again, Wellington.
Yeah, now they're pushing it. They got a 3 on. There's
Salmon down on the block. Good transition work getting down on that low post. 10 on the shot clock. Wellington ball. Great seal. All right, ref. Poor little Vanessa Simpson. She didn't have much option there, did she?
No. It was a lovely ball movement by Wellington. You know, the quick reversal and baseline cutter going with the ball and arriving at the hoop to receive it, coming counter to the movement of the players.
Wellington make that first free throw, puts them up 21-15. Score remains the same. They missed a second free throw. Westlake possession. Zara Gillings at the point, directing traffic for Westlake. 10 on the shot clock. Spacing it up high. Pro Hunt with the ball. Gonna pull the trigger. Bang. Great shot. A little bit concerned with that high-low spacing for Westlake possession, but again...
They look a little tight.
She pulls out the basket. Wellington up 21-17. 10 on the shot clock. Wellington possession. Salmon, what's she doing? Wants the ball on the high post. Baseline cut again.
And again, that high set from the Wellington team paying dividends there, luring the defence up a little higher than they may want to be at times. And if you turn your back on somebody, they'll be at the hoop in no time.
Great baseline drive. What a basket. Tegan Graham again. Wellington up 23-17. You're right, Phil. Shifting the defence. They've had good baseline cuts and open looks at the basket. Here's the go-to player. Kuro Hunt's down on the low block. Low on the shot clocks. They have to pull the trigger. Wellington defensive stop with the rebound. Again, walking the ball up the court. Score remains 23-17. Deflection out of bounds. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Wellington ball. Coach calling the play. Down screen away. Okay. Missed that. Score remains the same, 23-17. 6:40 to go, second quarter. Westlake possession with the handoff. Ball reversal.
Nice position by the power forward, not being rewarded.
Set the screen on the wrong side. Simpson with the shot. Great basket. Good on it. Outside basket. It's the three-pointers. The score now 23 points to 20. Wellington up. Nice transition. Beautiful. 5-point game. Wellington up 25-20. They just lost her a little bit in transition there, didn't they, Phil?
Yep. She played defence on her for 88 feet, but had to play it for 90.
Spacing there again. Outside
again, yeah, very tight, aren't they? Yeah.
Wellington gobbling up those defensive rebounds. Once on the drive, she'll finish. She's getting down the court, Phil.
Someone is always in the right place at the right time. You know, that's one of those skills that sometimes you can't coach. Sometimes you coach to go to some place. Some kids have just got the ability to be there when they need to be there. She makes the guard look pretty good.
She saw those. 27-20 the score. Wellington up. Westlake possession with the drive again.
And there's the basket waiting for them if they want to pass it ahead.
Yep.
And there it goes.
She's got down the court again on the drive.
And in perfect rebounding position, but didn't go to it.
Westlake possession. She got down the court pretty quick. I thought she may have gone coast to coast there, but pulled the ball out. Now what are we running, team? Low post.
And there's a lesson. Always follow your own shot. Nobody knows where it's going to go to better than the person who shot it.
Zara Gillings followed her shot. McGill really impressed me at the BBNZ Under-17 tournament with the North Harbour team. Great stop. Bad luck. Westlake possession.
And I'll tell you why it was Westlake possession, because the smallest person on the court just boxed out the biggest person on the court. You had 4'10" going against 6'3", and she stopped her from getting any rebounding position.
She's got a big motor, that girl.
Huge heart.
27-24, Wellington up. Wellington on the drive. Unfortunately, beaten baseline, had to foul to stop. 4:12 to go to the end of the second quarter. Wellington up 27-24.
We have a timeout. Westlake.
Yep, on the line. Timeout. Now, Phil, you're back in Christchurch Girls this year, the first year back with them?
Yep. I had an absence for a couple of years or so. I coached there for about 5 or 6 years while my daughters were at school.
Okay.
And moved on, as you do, but got a call for this year and was really happy to come back.
That's great. How's the program looking? Are they obviously the turnover in players from last year?
Yeah, we had a great tournament last year. Won the thing against most people's predictions. Lost some key players from that team for this year. 2 have gone to the States, 1 to play volleyball. It's Gabby Edmondson, and 1 to play basketball. That's Tessa Boagni. Lost 1 or 2 others as well. So in what coaches like to call a rebuilding phase, which sometimes they use for all sorts of excuses, but it's in good heart. Like to see the numbers increase back at the school. Something to look forward to.
Okay, that's good. Certainly had the good grace to be with Tessa last year at the 3-on-3 World Champs in Jakarta, and first minute on the court playing for New Zealand, she rolled her ankle. I think she only did it to make me run around after her for the week, but she came back, she played on one leg, she had a great tournament in Jakarta. I introduced her to George Raveling, who was a very prominent ex-coach with Nike, and of course from there the doors have opened for Tessa to where she's gone. She's an outstanding athlete.
And once again, from a very good basketball pedigree there, with her mother, a New Zealand rep, and her father, a very, very talented American import in the New Zealand basketball scene for many years, Kerry Boagni. Yeah. So it's good for her to be back in the States and be able to see him on a regular basis.
I'm sure that's true. Wellington made one of those 2 free throws. They were up 28-24. Westlake came down the court, missed the basket. Wellington on the walk-up. They've pulled the big girl out, Phil. Salmon's out of the game. They've gone to a smaller lineup, maybe looking to press.
Yeah, possibly, or she just might need a rest, because she has worked like a Trojan in that first quarter.
Again, Westlake will gather, offensive rebound, new possession, new shot clock. Mr. Simpson, no fear. Good on her. She was going into that keyhole. 28-24. Simpson on the line for 2. Nice shooting for her.
She's got ice in her veins.
Definitely has.
From up here, it's hard to get the perspective of the size of some of these girls. They all look about the same size, but I can tell you from experience that with one exception out there, the smallest girl on that court is taller than the biggest girl in my team.
Another road ball for Wellington. New shot clock. Mid-range jumper. Oh, air ball recovered. Basket for Wellington. Wellington up 30-25. 3 minutes to go to the end of the second quarter. Westlake possession. Gillings with the ball. On the kick, Cora Hunt.
She has got a lovely, lovely shooting style, hasn't she?
She has come to play, Georgia. Cora Hunt scored 30-28. Wellington up by 2. Mid-range jumper, in and out, unlucky. Let's call a jump ball for the scramble for the rebound. Westlake possession, 22 on the shot clock. Sorry, stand to be corrected. Wellington possession, 22 on the shot clock.
You know me, I'd never criticise referees, but one thing I have noticed is very quick to call tie balls at the moment. I don't know,
Just scared of those angry power forwards getting hold of those guards for the loose ball and playing games with them. Wellington up 30-28. Westlake possession. 13 on the shot clock. Westlake ball. On the skip pass. She's going to work on the drive. Gets the deflection to her teammate. Gillings with the ball on the drive. Misses a layup.
I can't help but think with someone off the court, number 14 for Red has got a 6-inch differential in the low post against the girl that's marking her, and she's got good position on her often, and she's just not been given the ball. whether that's a lack of confidence or
Again, another Wellington O board. 2 players from the same team fighting for the O board.
Oh, that's sweet. Great pass. Well rewarded.
Nice basket.
Good vision.
Wellington are winning the hustle plays at the moment, Phil. They're up 32-28. Minute 30 to go.
You're exactly right. They are winning the hustle things. And they're creating their own luck occasionally as well.
Now, Rose Davidson, a nice crossover there on the drive. Unfortunately for her, Olivia Bell wasn't really set for the shot, was she? But she milked the foul. She's on the line for 2. Minute 23 to go.
What can you tell me about Olivia? Is she reliable in the post there? I mean,
I haven't seen a lot of her play, to be honest, Phil. I can remember her many years ago when I was up at North Harbour. She's a tall girl now.
Yeah.
Very tall.
And she's very powerfully built. She looks like the type that could do some damage down low with the ball in her hands. And if you have a look again, whenever they get the ball to her and she comes to the ball side, there she is free at the hoop.
Beautiful.
And a nice drive too.
Zara Jillings is going to work on the perimeter. Scores now 32-30. Wellington are up by 2. They're in possession. Young with the ball. Going round and round, turns it over. And Simpson pounces on transition, makes a layup, ties the game up. 32 all. They haven't stopped the shot clock. That's interesting. The game clock, I should say. Last possession. All full court pressure. Get it over the half. 17 to go on the shot clock. Wellington ball.
Good defence. Yep. Got good position.
Jillings in. Jump ball again. Refs, what are we doing? Westlake possession. Score is 32 all. 31 seconds to go in the game to the end of the second quarter.
Wellington going to extend their pressure, and they will get another shot unless there's a foul called late in the play. But
again, Davidson's up the sideline. She's quick on the drive. This is a layup. Wellington get the stop.
Plenty of time to run this clock out now. 20 seconds.
Will it be a walk down?
No differential on the clock.
Young with the ball.
And one more pass, perhaps.
Outside shot. Rims it. Ball goes out. 2.2 seconds to go to the end of the second quarter.
Oh, well, I think this coach has got a timeout left. They could have advanced the ball.
I don't know if they can second quarter forward.
Oh, of course. Sorry.
There we go. Score is 32 all. Half time. Exciting second quarter. Teams listing up a little bit of transition work. But again, you know, Perot Hunt again has stepped up for Westlake this quarter. Zara Jillings late in the game for Wellington. Noticing a lot in their offense, Phil, passing the ball and they're not squaring up and challenging the hoop. It's a little bit of what we call old school hot potato off the balls, just pass the ball round and round.
The only problem with that is you can get into, these days, clock trouble.
Yeah.
You know, it's all very well, yes, share it around, try and find the open shot, but sometimes shots don't come back. You know, if you pass a good look up, it used to be that you could never get a team to run a 30-second offense, and now you're struggling to get one up in 24 sometimes. It's amazing.
Just waiting for our stat sheet to come up, Phil, but first quarter, Georgia Perot had 10 points that first quarter for Westlake, which was impressive. Salmon had 6 for Wellington, as did Caitlin Grice. So, you know, that was the first quarter stats. We're waiting for the second quarter stats to come up, but you know, pleasing start. Referees have let the game flow, I believe.
Rebounding stats have looked pretty even, as you might expect with the scores at the way that they're showing at the moment. One team still looking at the first quarter stats. Wellington putting up only 75% of the shots that Westlake were putting up, but hitting 53% of them. So that goes to show what we were talking about before. Sometimes it is worthwhile being patient because they're hitting a greater percentage of them.
Yeah, they are, and that right on cue. Those second quarter stats are right, Phil, and we see Georgia Pro Hunt with 17 points for Westlake girls. Vanessa Simpson, that little pocket rocket of a guard, with 6 points. Zara Gillings, 4. We scan down and we see with Wellington, surprise, surprise, Salmon of 12 points, 5 rebounds, very active.
And look at the percentage. She's 6 of 7 from the field.
Great prospect. Again, rebounding stats, Wellington up marginally, 25 to 21 on the rebounds. Turnovers, 6 for Westlake, 4 for Wellington. So look, it's a fairly even contest. I think you can look at the refereeing stats. Wellington aren't getting to the line a lot, though. You know, only 4 free throws in 2 quarters.
As opposed to 10 for the opposition.
Yeah.
But they're not rewarding themselves. They're only hitting 30% of those 10 free throws. They had 7 more points begging there, as opposed to 2 more points begging for the Wellington team. 3 out of 10 is not a great free throw percentage at this level.
It's not. The tail of the tape can be very painful in basketball.
Very good quality of control in the offenses, though. Both teams not turning the ball over too much at all. 4 for the Wellington team and 6 for the Westlake girls. You know, like if you come out of a game with a team that turns the ball over maybe 12 times, you've run some pretty good offenses, I always feel. You've been expansive enough to take a couple of risks, but looked after it well enough to not throw the ball away. So both those statistics there for both teams you could live with.
Real interesting stats, Phil. I talked about how active Wellington were on the O boards, with 7 out of their 7 offensive boards, but Westlake 11.
Yeah, well,
that's a big stat. First quarter they had 6. You know.
Yeah, but where they're coming from? They're coming from the smalls, the girls that are coming from the 3-point line in to make rebounds, and that's the hardest person to box out. The easiest person to box out is the centre and power forward, who are 4 feet from the hoop and immobile when the ball goes up. It's those 2 and 3 men that come racing in like Exocet missiles from the perimeter that get the best looks often at offensive rebounds.
Foul stats for the teams. We see Salmon has 2 fouls, Graham 2, Grice 2, and for Westlake, Vanessa Simpson 2. That's really it. They're only two team fouls. I don't know if that's a good or a bad stat. That's either great defense
or not enough.
Not enough.
Well, they seem to be playing with intensity on defense. I like the fact that they have brought it up the court a wee bit, you know, put pressure on in the 3-quarter and the half-court area. Largely been man-to-man pressure that we've seen. We haven't seen any zone pressures that I can remember. But any pressure is real pressure, whether it's good or not. The opposition only have to think that they're under pressure for it to be effective.
It's all tied up, 32 all. We're about to tip off for the 3rd quarter. Anyone's game. Rohan has stepped up first 2 quarters for Westlake, and it's the old phrase we say in basketball: how much petrol's in the tank? Who else is going to step up offensively for Westlake girls?
Well, it's interesting to see that Salmon has had 7 minutes rest in this half, and there's a couple of girls in the other team there that have had no rest at all, and Salmon's the go-to player in that team, just taking the outside shot there. Nothing but nothing, unfortunately.
Westlake possession, Rohan with the ball. Simpson has possession, bringing the ball down the court, back to Pro Hunt. Westlake getting into their system now. Hold on, what have we got, refs? They didn't start the shot clock. Running the clock down. 2 seconds, very generous. I know.
Yeah. There's a very fast transition to get the ball there.
Down to 16.
Down to 16 sounds more realistic. There's a lot of technology involved in the game of basketball, unfortunately, and if it goes wrong, it can affect the game badly.
Rohan's got to look for the shot on the corner. She inbounded the ball into the post.
Well, now here's my point. They finally give the ball down into number 14 when Salmon comes back on the court to defend her. They had 7 minutes without her on the court, and I don't know whether they gave her the ball once in that position.
So back in the old days.
What a block.
Yeah, Salmon, hello, a little kick there. If I was Olivia Bell, I'd be grabbing my guards by the ear and saying, "Why are you giving me the ball now when she's on the court?"
Yeah.
I was friendless in the second quarter. Scores 32 all. Wellington possession. Westlake extending that man pressure out. 8 on the drive. Well, with the rebound. Gillings in possession. Going to her left hand, brings it to her right. Misses the basket. Come on, kiddo, get up, get down the court. Nice pass. Mid-range jumper. Low board.
The more I see this girl play, the more I like her. She got the ball the right person, got great position on the defender, spun on her to get between her and the hoop. Came down with the easiest of boards. Very athletic girl.
Wellington up by 2 points, scored 34 to 32. 10 on the shot clock. Pro Hunt launching from the corner. She misses. Subs in for Westlake. Noyer's in. Wellington possession. Nice post hit. Nice steps for a move.
Beautiful.
Nice basket.
Lovely play.
Wellington are up 36 to 32. Barely 2 minutes gone the third quarter. Perot Hunt with possession on the 45. Noyer calling for the ball on the post. She goes baseline, misses the basket. Wellington possession. Nice give and go action. Beautiful basketball. Girl can pass.
She can pass, she can shoot, she can jump, and she's big. She's probably got just about most of the things that you'd like to see in a player.
Definitely. Graham's on the free throw line. 2 free throws. Score 36 to 32. Commentators Hex on the first free throw.
Yeah.
Better keep quiet for this one. Scores 36-32. Westlake in possession. On the kick, Gillings off the outside shot. Rims it.
And there's the open layup, which just needed a little bit better pass. But vision was good. The idea was perfect. Just the execution let it down a little bit. But if they can start sneaking in behind these girls like that, there are layups to be had, especially when they extend that defense.
Gillings on the walk up, going some on-ball action with Pro Hunt. Oh no, she picked the ball up. Yeah. Pro Hunt steps out. Noyer cuts weak side, catches the ball.
And Salmon is there waiting for her every time she has the ball in good position.
Number 8's not in a good state. Come on, Rex, stop the game. She came off second best there. She's not well.
No, I didn't catch that. Did she collide with one of her own players? Or?
I think with a Westlake girl on the box out.
Looks like it might be a tooth. Is it a tooth that she's worried about?
It's not good. So just recapping, folks, I'm Anthony Corbin. With me is Phil Burns, long-time Canterbury and former New Zealand coach with the Tall Ferns. We looks like we could have a little serious injury break here. Blood on the court. Could be, I think, as you said, Phil, she may have require a trip to the dentist. I don't know. Don't wipe on your singlet, kiddo. You'll have to switch it for blood.
And unfortunately, because the coaching staff has entered the floor, she has to leave.
She'll be back.
She looks like she's determined to get back out. In fact, I think she's gone straight to the bench to put a sub in. She's really keen to get back out there. Good on her.
New shot clock. Caitlin Noyer.
Finally, they hit her when she's free.
Great baseline out of bounce pass. Scores 36 to 34. Wellington up by 2. They're in possession. Ball's on the split line. Salmons, nice ball handles there on the crossover.
Man, she looks so comfortable, doesn't she? She never looks in a hurry. And the fastest and best players often never look as if they're moving quickly, just moving effectively.
Missed the shot, but she's drawing Noyer away from the basket. Sub back in. Graham's back in the game. She wants this for her team. Westlake possession. Oro Hunt with the ball. Doubling down on Noya a little bit. Georgia, I think you were looking for trouble on that drive. Turns it over. Wellington possession. Fast break action. Hello, what have we got there? It's could be a travel. All right, the score's 36 to 34.
Simpson back in the game.
She'll pick up full court. Only knows one way to defend. Nick sub in. Okay. 6 minutes to go in the third, to go to the end of the third quarter. Westlake possession. And where you going? Working a low block. That's a nice seal. Too easy. Scores 36 all. Wellington possession.
That was a lovely little jump hook, wasn't it?
It was, definitely.
Almost impossible to defend that.
She couldn't have learnt that off her brother. He played for the Pistons this year and he's an outside shooter.
Okay.
Salmon on the drive, baseline. Nice pass. That's good basketball.
It's this poor defence, though, that she let the two defenders let her step between them. You know, you've got to move your feet and keep between them and the basket when they're in that damage zone down in there.
Wellington up by 2, 38-36. Westlake on the drive.
Great tenacity on the boards.
Yes, Jillings in the game. Recovers it. Westlake possession. Oro Hunt thinks about the shot. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Noya going to that right hand. Misses the basket. Doesn't hit the rim. Recover the ball. 6 on the shot clock. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. Jillings at the shot. Rims it. Wellington possession.
But those little those little Westlake guards certainly create havoc in and around the boards when the shot goes up. They've got great tenacity, good time in getting to the loose ball. And there's the position, and there's the dish.
Unlucky on that shot. That's a tough ball. Oh, I don't know if it impacted on the play. Just trying to protect the big Sam, and that's her third foul.
Is that her third? It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. Yep. They'll feel that.
Did they have an impact on the play?
So, yep, coach quite wisely takes her off, gives her a spell.
4 minutes, 33 seconds to go to the end of the third quarter.
They played well without her. Yeah. It's not like, you know, the whole team doesn't run off her.
Simpson on the walk-up. Versus the ball. Okay, bounce pass to no one.
Misunderstanding in the offense.
Wellington possession, they're up 2, 38-36. High post action on the kick out.
Oh, there was
nice box out. Pushing the ball up.
Great position. Now this is good. 3 on 2.
Whoa, nice. Shouldn't be cheering too loud. Westlake got the ball back. An out action by Davidson. Davison, I should say, ISOE. All right, 38-36, 3:50 to go. Wellington possession. Telegraph that pass a little bit. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Wellington, sideline ball. Anyone with the jump shot, misses it.
Now this is a 2-on-1.
Make the pass. Great transition. Gonna make this. Scores 38 all.
All tied up.
Rohan smart there. Drove at the player and made the pass. Good spacing. Wellington with the jumper. Nice basket.
Perfect reply.
40-38. Jillings down the court. Rohan spotting up in transition. Misses the jumper. Wellington ball. They're up 2. Yeah. I don't know if you should be fouling, Georgia. Tegan Graham brought the ball down the court. Scores 40-38. Just under 3 minutes to go to the end of the third quarter. Sub in. Noya's out. Bell's in the post. Baseline ball, Wellington. Cross screen action. Seven follows up a shot. Great basket.
Great composure underneath there of that pressure.
Little effort plays. Wellington up 4. 42-38. Geelong's on the drive. Nice cut. Bad luck. Recovers her own shot, though.
You can see how these Westlake girls are dominating the offensive boards, can't you?
Geelong's on the crossover. Late call, possibly. 2 free throws. Geelong still alive. Three fouls. Coach is very animated. He's got the hands flying, as we all do.
The defensive play didn't go the way that he would like it to go, that's for sure.
Nice.
He's expecting some switches to happen in that situation that never occurred.
Yep. 3-point game. Taking her time off the free throw. She misses. Rohan again, another O board. Westlake possession on the drive.
Made it look easy.
Oh, misses it, but gets
and another rebound. You know, if you come up the court and you get 2 or 3 shots every time you come up, you don't have to be hitting a high percentage of them to stay with another team.
And the crossover, and the kick. Geelong's for 3. Misses.
And another offensive board, and the rebound. So did I count 4 offensive boards in that last offensive set?
Wellington up by 1 point, 42-41, 1:55 to go. Turnover,
Clean steal.
Westlake with the layup. Westlake up, first time in the game, 43 points to 42. Minute 44 to go. Wellington get the ball over the half court. A little rattle at the moment, Wellington. Turnover, Wellington. Westlake possession. Pull the ball out. Westlake up by 1. Minute 28 to go. Rohan with the ball.
They're a pretty well drilled team, this Westlake. They seem to keep their heads pretty well, you know, in these...
Geelong's on the crossover and the kick. Now the jumper. Misses from the corner. Wellington ball. Simpson, better, most annoying, best in transition defense. Ball reverse for Wellington. Post catch. All right.
That's a charge. You know, I'm surprised that number 7 got away with that. She just dropped a shoulder into Simpson and knocked her flat.
Wellington up 1 point, score 44-43. 45 seconds to go to the end of the third quarter. Westlake possession. Going to the on-ball, kick weak side. Gutsy, very gutsy. Vanessa Simpson on the drive, draws the foul.
I'm pretty sure the no charge zone doesn't apply to situations like what happened just down the other end of the court there. But
14 seconds on the shot clock. Baseline out of bounds play. Westlake possession. Cross screen.
Free shot, just sitting. Doesn't want it.
Westlake have gone to the 2 bigs full. They're both in together. They turn the ball over. Score 44-43. Wellington up by 1. Ball into play. What's going on there? Okay, she's back in the post. Wall, nearly a travel.
Great defence. Great defence.
Westlake have got last shot. Geelong's knows it. She's getting the ball up the court.
5 seconds to go. Plenty of time for the layup. Makes that. Retake the lead.
Scores now 45-44. Westlake girls are up by 1. While Salmon was out of that quarter, Westlake gobbled up those offensive rebounds.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the tail of the tape with this rebounding situation. It seems that Westlake are getting 2 or 3 shots every second offence. Wellington are having to work hard for their shots, but are making them. Probably shooting a higher percentage, but not getting as many up.
Yeah, they are. It's been interesting. You know, Westlake guards have got the O boards. Coach Justin Reed, she brought in their 2 bigs late in that third quarter, and you know, looking to really pound the ball inside while Salmon was out of the game. And it's been her guards though. You know, turnovers, pressure defense, steals that have got Westlake up by 1.
Indeed, yeah.
Rangitoto boys have arrived. It's got to be a humdinger of a semi-final, isn't it?
They always are. Yeah, they always are.
Rangitoto versus Otago boys.
Now, Otago could be a bit of a dark horse in this whole thing. And apart from this tournament, most teams up here in the North Island wouldn't have seen what this Otago team is capable of doing. They've got probably one of the most outstanding forwards by the name of Timmins, yes, at about 6'8" or 6'9". Still got another year at school to go.
He's a great prospect.
Very good prospect, and they got some very good 2-3 men out there as well. They move the ball very, very quickly up and down the court.
Joseph Cook-Breen, I think's one, but I took Sam to the Youth Olympics in China, and he just impressed me. Mark Dickel's done some work with him this year. He's got beautiful shooting form. You know, he can pull out a Euro step for a big man as well, which shocked me, but he's an exciting prospect, and Brent Matahari is also involved in that program. Unfortunately for Brent, he's a mate of mine, so it's good to see Brent involved. And more importantly, this year branching out into the girls program at Otago Girls and getting them here to secondary school nationals. So
and Junior Tall Ferns.
Yeah, he is.
Run a good program with them. And here come the stats from the. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to go straight to the offensive rebound situation there. Westlake Girls, believe it or not, have more offensive rebounds in the game than they have defensive rebounds in the game. 18-17.
Amazing. The game started, Westlake possession, ball to the corner. Again, they've gone to their two bigs. First time this game. Simpson with the ball. Moya on the turnaround, misses. Salmon off the rebound, Wellington possession. 1 point game, Westlake up, 45-44. Wellington possession in the corner, on the drive, kick out. 10 on the shot clock, forcing the pass. Took a deflection, 8-second shot clock, Wellington ball baseline. Yes, those rebounding stats are amazing, aren't they?
Yep. Yep, it's not very often you see a statistic like that where your offensive rebounds outnumber your defensive rebounds.
Other players have stepped up though for Westlake. You know, Rose Davison's come in and scored 6 points that quarter. Salmon on the drive on the kick. Wellington outside shot. Missed the outside jumper. Shot clock violation. Westlake ball baseline. Nazara Gillings 5. Rose Davison 6. Kathy Potts with 4. Olivia Bell 7 points. Westlake possession. Neuer on the catch and the block. Turn middle, didn't see a defender, got blocked. Wellington on the fast break. Nice passing action.
They run that short corner really well. That hurt us badly when they place a player just down below the level of the backboard and hit the big coming through the middle.
Yeah.
It's obviously it seems to be a regular transition play of theirs.
Yeah.
They've certainly got the horsepower for it.
Rohan subbed in, Neuer subbed out. A little bit of a collision between the Westlake players. Wellington ball again, baseline. New shot clock. Wellington possession. Down by 1 point. Westlake up 45-44. Here it is again.
Oh, it's
misses.
A rear.
Simpson with the ball. Outlets the Rohan on the wing. Thinking about it. Still thinking about it. Ball reversal. 14 on the shot clock. Westlake possession on the crossover. Gillings. Lucky Westlake missed it, but got a deflection. Ball's out of bounds. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Westlake possession, baseline. What are we doing? A little down screen action, is it? Oh no. There's Rohan. Takes the jumper. Rims it. Follows her rebound again.
And picks up a foul off an offensive board.
Westlake's 19th offensive rebound this game. Rohan. She's finding ways to get to the line. Mark of a good player.
You know, this game is so evenly poised. It's like who's going to blink first? Who can get a run of 2 or 3 unanswered baskets will be huge in this match.
Rohan misses her first free throw. Scores 45-44. Westlake up 1. This is the second, but Westlake, the O-board, Olivia Bell, trying to step through the tall timber, misses.
Probably a shot she's used to making. I don't know how often she has to play against defence that size.
That's true. Wellington ball.
That is a great little give and go.
Very nice transition basket by Wellington. Wellington are up 46-45. Plenty of time, 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Jillings on the turnaround. Oh! Auditioning for happy feet with that bailout on that jumper. Jillings on the outside. Front rims the three. Wellington possession. Down the court. Nice drive. Kick out. There's Salmon trailing down like all big should. O-board. But you're right, Phil. Those two are working very well together. Tegan Graham.
Great understanding of where one is going to be when the other one is somewhere else. You know, like they take that ball down low.
Yep.
And look for her chucking through the middle there. But
got a nose for the ball, Salmon.
Do these teams play each other very much during the year? Do you know? I don't suppose they've got a North Island League going where they do it a school exchange or anything.
I guess you know, with the representative season and their local competitions, they may not have that opportunity. Not on women's basketball anyway. This is both free throws. Jillings with possession of the ball. Takes the ball back. She's getting the ball back now. Going to a set. Row Hunt. A little hot potato action.
That's a shot.
This is the basket. Walk up by Wellington. 16 on the shot clock. Nice pass. Wellington missed down one play, but the players have got a good reading for their space, haven't they?
Yeah, there's lovely space and there's a lovely awareness of when it's time to cut. Got to make those layups. That should have been 2 and 1 to come. I know it's easy sitting up here saying those sorts of things, but
Salmon's been subbed out. 7 minutes to go. Just under.
Be interesting to see if they keep her out as long as they kept her out in the earlier part of the game.
Medical staff there, looks like a little bit of ice, and they'll be carrying an injury we're not aware of. The way she plays, I don't think she'd feel pain. Another 2 from the line. Wellington up by 2, 47-45. 6:50 to go to the end of the fourth quarter. On the skip. Jillings on the drive, kicks out. Spacing again for Westlake, you can see. Row Hunt's lifting from the corner. Simpson with the jumper. Shot clock violation.
Unfortunately, it didn't touch the hoop.
Wellington are up by 2.
It's the end of defence again.
Unfortunately for Simpson,
3 on 2.
For those steals. Great box out, Georgia for a hello. Really turned it over. Simpson with the ball in the open court. Dribbles the ball round. And that's in Pro Hunt's hands. Salmon subbing back into the game for Wellington Phil, I see. Pro Hunt again. Again.
Oh, well, you'd have to think, possibly like the coach from the Wellington team thinks, that that was an unlucky call.
I think the term would be well sold. Well sold to the referees. Wellington are up 2, 47-45. 6:08 to go to the end of the game. Rohan on the free throw line, 2 free throws.
To the referee's credit, they didn't react badly to the question, and he carefully explained the reason for his call. And as usual, the referee is always right.
Never won an argument for referee. Wellington are up 47-46. In possession of the ball. Again, great spacing. Really, when there's a lot of Reed reacts, it feels like she's setting her up nicely for back cuts. And
yeah. Still the oldest off part of an offence in the book. I think they invented basketball and then they invented the pass and cut about 2 minutes later.
Wellington are up 3. This is a second free throw. Perot Hunt gets the rebound. Scores 48-46. Wellington up by 2. Westlake in possession. Gillian's on the drive, stepping in. Misses, but Olivia Bell on the follow through. It's 1-2 offensive rebounds. A little bit of a collision there between 2 Wellington players. Cross court pass, asking for trouble. Looking for an 8-second count, and they got it.
Fantastic piece of defence by Simpson, creating havoc in the mid-court there, knowing what the clock was and how much time was left for that team to make it over halfway.
Wellington just calling a quick timeout. Score 48-46, Wellington by 2. 5:27 to go till the end of the game. Coach just wants to regather his troops. Going to his whiteboard.
You know, I'm just wondering whether it might be useful to have 3 timeouts left at the end of this game. The way it's going, a long way to go.
It's an arm wrestle. 1 basket in it. Crowd starting to arrive full, which is good to see. I walked in here with the support staff here, and I was looking around wondering if I had the right stadium, but it's starting to fill up quite nicely now.
Well, this is the first game of the tournament that they've moved to Arena 2. Lovely little arena. The crowd is close enough to the game to be involved in it. Wonderful score clock in the centre court here.
Definitely.
Palmerston North should be very, very proud of the facilities that they have for basketball.
They do. I've got to say that I don't think there's a better venue in New Zealand for this tournament, and the volunteers here have been amazing. So passionate about basketball. You look at the school bench, staff on the school bench and everywhere. It's a big event for them, and I think this really potentially should be the only place this tournament should be.
Well, they do it so well that it would take a big crowbar, I think, to pry this tournament away from this city.
New shot clock. Simpson with the ball.
Lovely screen on the baseline. He turns, can operate, and scores. Beautiful little offence.
Nice little set there by Westlake. Ties the game up. 48 apiece. Wellington up the sideline with the ball to the middle. Seconds on the shot clock.
Great ball movement. You've got to admire the ball movement. Good. And Salmon's gone pretty quiet over this quarter. But she was making every one of those baskets earlier in the game.
Perot Hunt has the ball. It scores 48 all. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go to the end of the game. Gillian's on the drive. Looking for a partner in crime. Perot Hunt on the shot. Misses. Salmon in with the big rebound. That was a good little set. Didn't get the result Westlake wanted. Nice drive by Wellington. Follows his shot and the kick out. Referee doing the offensive rebound on the. It's just an effort play, isn't it? 3 Wellington players in on glass with the rebound. Wellington up by 2, 50-48. Rohan has the ball. Crossing it over, going nowhere.
Very comfortable with it back to the basket.
Backing herself. 6 on the shot clock, but they have to force Simpson to shoot it. Olivia Bell on the step through. Great basket. Scores all tied up, 50 all. Hello, another 4 over by Zara Gillians. Wellington ball at the top. 14 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Go to player Salmon. Again, the great little passing action. Offensive ball to Wellington. And a foul forward.
It's such an advantage to have a power forward or centre who can pass the ball. Yes. That was the strength of the New Zealand team going back with Pero Cameron, for example. A great passer of the ball, and Salmon, when she does receive the ball 4 or 6 feet from the hoop, she knows when to shoot it and she knows when to pass it. She finds those free people pretty well and is found pretty well by free people.
We're just getting coached on how to use this microphone, aren't we?
Oh, us learners.
We've still got the learner plates on. Scores 50 all. Westlake possession. Simpson with the ball on the corner. Goes to Bell on the post. Thinking about it. Nice little step through. Gone to the left hand. Misses the basket.
Offensive rebound.
Perot Hunt on the drive. She's had a shot blocked. Hello, they reset the shot clock. What's going on here, Tim?
Yep.
It's all under control, Coach.
Marty Davison has got the situation under control.
Calm down, Coach. Your team's doing a good job. It's all tied up, 50 apiece. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Our referee's just sorting out the shot clock. Okay, they're running the clock down to 4 seconds. 4-second possession. Westlake ball. Sideline or baseline, gentlemen? What are we doing?
Going on the side.
Okay. Which side? Going the other side. All right. You just want to make Gillians run from side to side, don't you? All right. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Westlake ball. Roy Hunt's looking for it. She's going to have to launch from downtown. She launches, misses. Unfortunate. But shot clock violation. Scores 50 all. 3 minutes, 6 seconds to go. Wellington ball. Walking the ball up the court. Give and go action again. They reverse the ball to the wing.
That is a beautiful play. Absolutely stunning play. The seal by number 7 inside, and the vision from the girl who passed the ball was outstanding.
Run that play very well. The score now 52-50. Wellington up by 2. 2 minutes, 39 seconds on the clock. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Simpson with the ball. Kicking out. Nice drive. Ball is stripped. 7 seconds shot clock. Baseline ball, Westlake.
They go to their box set. It's an up screen and a curl. And there's her shot. Nice looking shot. Don't know if that's the time to tuck and roll on the rebound situations. Westlake are pushing their defense so high that there are fast break opportunities behind them, but they're just a trifle pedestrian. Like you just want to see them launch out a little bit.
Definitely. Westlake foul. Baseline out of bounds play. I know.
Shooting.
2 free throws. Westlake in the penalty.
It's an interesting situation, this. 5 team fouls on one and 2 on the other, but sometimes at this stage of a close game, it's not the end of the world to be in foul trouble if you need to get the clock stopped and get the opportunity to get a possession off a missed free throw.
Big free throws. Great shooting. Wellington up 54-50. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Westlake possession. Ball's on the perimeter. Pro Hunt has it. Looking to go to an on-ball with Gillings. Step through. Launches. Gets a deflection. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Justine Reed must be tearing her hair out. They've had back-to-back baseline possessions. Low shot clock and a sideline as well, and they haven't been able to execute. Westlake ball. Reverse the ball out. Clock's running down.
4 seconds on the clock.
Turnover.
Deal. Great job. Great defense. Good pressure.
Scores 54-50. Wellington possession. Pressure. Extending the pressure is Westlake. Plenty of time on the shot clock for Wellington. 12 on the clock.
They'll be looking at taking it in now.
Salmon's got the ball. She's kicked it. Nice step through. Beautiful basket.
Huge basket. Must be a timeout. Surely they're... Yep.
Well, Tegan Graham, massive play. Massive. She hit the free throws previously. She stepped up. She's put her team up 56-50. 1 minute, 34 seconds to go in the game. Westlake timeout. They advanced the ball, obviously. They're down by 6, minute 34. Phil, I'll put you on the spot. What would you be doing at this point of the game?
Okay, well, I'd be very seriously considering, I'd be full court pressure, and I'd be going for every steal, and I wouldn't worry if I was fouling to go for the ball. Like we were just saying just about a minute or two ago, sometimes if you're down in this situation, it's not a bad thing to have those, to be into that bonus situation against you, because you know that at least you're going to get the opportunity to get the ball back off a missed free throw. But they're only 2 shots out of the game. Yes. So, the coach will know their own team best about what they're most comfortable doing, but certainly some full court pressure. They cannot allow Wellington to walk the ball up the court to chew the clock down and to take a shot with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Two times in a row, that will be the end of the game. So you see some pressure, some real pressure come out here from Westlake now.
You know, Westlake possession. Will they go for a quick 2 or a quick 3 and look to chop the score up? Interesting to see what Coach Justine Reed's going to do. Pereira Hunt's inbounding the ball from the sideline. Minute 34 to go.
They don't have to shoot the 3. A 2 will be fine, or a foul will be great. But they've gone for the 3 option and nail it. The girl has ice in her veins.
Zara Gillings, very talented player, makes the big 3. 3-point game.
Now they just have to play defense.
Wellington are up 56-53. Minute 20 to go on the clock. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Wellington possession. Ball's on the perimeter, extending the pressure. 5 on the clock. Again, Tegan Graham. Big basket, big basket.
That was a huge
5-point game. A minute 5 to go. Westlake possession. Pereira Hunt with the ball. Going to the on ball. Turning the corner. Driving into the middle. Great basket. 3-point game. 55 seconds to go. What are you going to do, Coach? You're going to stop the clock?
They have to stop the clock.
Wellington
possession.
Oh,
no. They just have to play defense. They got a differential. They can still get a 3 up here.
Simpson on the perimeter, guarding the ball.
They do not want to, if they were going to foul, they should have done it earlier, but they don't want to yet. Okay.
Defensive deflection. The ball's gone baseline. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Wellington call a timeout.
Right, there are 3 possessions left in this game. 3.
58-55.
There's 5 seconds on the shot clock, and that's going to leave at least 32 seconds. So let's second guess the coaches down here. If you were in the Wellington team, what would you be telling your girls right now?
I'd be telling them we got 5 seconds. Let's just get the ball into Salmon. She's got to create something. But Tegan Graham's been the creator. You got fouls to give.
You've got 2 fouls to give here. Yep. Time off the clock could be. Yeah.
And Westlake are clearly struggling sideline, baseline plays. I mean, if they score this, I think they'll ice the game.
$55-58. It's been a heck of a game all the way through. There's been nothing more than a couple of baskets in it all the way through. Great testament to the character of both these teams, to one have got this far, and 2 to be still slugging it out at this stage of the tournament.
Okay, Tegan Graham, is she inbounding the ball?
Okay, you would expect Salmon to have the ball here. They got the line up.
Going to a stack play.
She's curling, and there's she could have had it. There you go. So we've got a timeout. We'll get an advance of the ball, and I would take a guess that we're looking for 5 points. It won't matter whether it's a 2 or a 3. And still time.
Composure's important here. I mean, Wellington, they went to a great stack play, and I think Salmon on the drive drew a lot of the defense.
Yes.
And a great role player stepped up and knocked that jumper down.
And that's probably the hardest jump shot on the court. That baseline jump shot with no backboard for sighting, and
can't call her as a role player. Caitlin Dry, she's come out, she's scored 15 points already in this game, and those could be the most crucial 2 points of the game.
$55-60, Wellington's favour. 35 seconds to go. 24 on the shot clock, but I can bet you that Westlake are not looking to chew too much time off this clock now. They're going for a very, very high.
Gillings is inbounding, so obviously they may be looking for a little action for her as the inbounder.
Return pass.
Backdoor cut. Pereira Hunt catches deep. Oh, dear. With the turnover, Wellington have got the ball. You have to stop the clock, Westlake. Come on.
They're not trying to. They're going to let them chew the clock out. They're well past the time where you can just play defense now. They had to take a risk.
8 seconds to go in the game. Westlake have possession, are down 5. Wellington up 60 to 55. Gillian's had to force the shot. She misses. Baseline ball, Wellington. 1.4 seconds to go. Hello, the refs have overruled it. They've given the possession to Westlake.
Basically, Wellington only have to stand around and do not too much now.
Okay, that's full time. Wellington girls, deserved winners by the margin of 60 to 55 over a very gallant Westlake girls team. Phil, I'd have to say a very, very impressive semi-final.
Very tight match. Could have gone either way, and all the normal sort of things that platitudes you say, but really it was down to the wire, absolutely down to the wire. Either team could have come out with this. Wellington with a better shooting percentage came out on top of Westlake with a better rebounding percentage. With more shots, but smaller percentage. So, congratulations to both teams.
Very well coached Wellington girls team. I thought coach's composure during the game rubbed off on his players. They never seemed flustered. They've got their 2 go-to players, or 3 of them really stood out for me. Obviously, Salmon, Grice, and Graham, the 3 of them. But they're a team. They play great team basketball. Many entry points for their offensive set. Some good little high post action and high-low hits. It's been a very good game of secondary school women's basketball.
And we look forward to the first of the men's semi-finals, and there's 3 more games to go. It's a great day in basketball here in New Zealand.